All right, good evening. The Community Services Commission meeting is called to order at 7 p.m. Welcome. For the audience here tonight, the City of Glendora utilizes a hybrid meeting format to allow for participation both in person and virtually. In consideration of others and business conducted tonight, please silence your phones and any electronic devices and refrain from speaking unless recognized. Again, this is a public meeting for the community of Glendora. We appreciate and respect your participation here this evening. Madam Clerk, will you please conduct roll?
Thank you. At this time, I will conduct an oral roll call and request that each commissioner respond with present when their name is called. Commissioner Burrell?
Present.
Commissioner Gerber?
Present.
Commissioner Louis Porcher is absent today. Vice Chair Sally?
Present.
Chair Kayumjian?
Present.
Let the record show 4 members are present. Thank you.
Okay, now for the Pledge of Allegiance, if you would please stand. Ready? Begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, reordering of and adding to the agenda. Does anyone wish to reorder or add to the agenda? Nope, no requests. No requested action. Is there a request? Is there a motion?
No, go ahead and move on to the next one,
All right.
which is public comment.
Got it. All right, public comment period is open. Members of the public is invited to address the Community Services Commission. Speakers are limited to 3 minutes, speaking once, both on and off agenda items. All questions should be directed through the presiding officer. This is your time to speak uninterrupted. If you are in attendance, please fill out a speaker card and submit to the recording admin before the close of public comment period. Once recognized, speakers should advance to the podium, state your name and the subject matter you wish to discuss. If you are participating via Zoom, select the raise hand icon in the Zoom before close of the public comment period. Once recognized, you will receive a request to unmute, state your name and the subject matter you wish to discuss. Are there any public comment cards received?
We have received none and there is nobody on Zoom.
Okay, with that, public comment period is closed. Commissioner statement and report. I now invite Commissioner Burrell to provide a report or
Thank
statement.
you. I have a update from Debbie Lopez about homelessness. And let's see, in July, the city hired a homeless coordinator, Eric Dormeyer. He comes with a ton of experience in the homeless field. I believe he worked at Union Station in Pasadena. So he's got a lot of experience. They're also working on a grant from the San Gabriel Valley Council of Governments. The grant will help get a part-time housing navigator that will work with people who own rental property in Glendora to see if they're willing to take a Section 8 voucher. There's also a large encampment cleanup in South Hills next week. And the outreach team will work with Glendora PD, Highway Patrol, and LA County Sheriffs to help our homeless with services at that time. A homeless veteran's been referred for services and he obtained permanent housing through the VA in August. And another individual obtained permanent housing in Pomona in October. Staff is working with residents of a mobile home park here in Glendora. 22 mobile homes have received eviction notices and they're helping those residents with services so they don't become homeless. And that is all of the, just a brief update of the great work that they're doing in human services.
Right. Thank you. Commissioner Gerber.
Yes, the team meeting, I believe, is next Thursday for this particular month. Last month we had Romero and his staff here reporting in terms of what has been transpiring. So there really isn't anything to report at this point in time, but I will report next month after their upcoming meeting. That's it. Thank you.
Vice Chair Sally.
Thank you. Yeah, from the Sports Council meeting that was held last week, the city gave a brief update on the field refurb that's going on at Pompeii and the plans for reseeding Finkbeiner. Glendora Youth Soccer, their season is winding down. The regular season playoffs are starting, and in fact, some are even tonight. Football's kind of in the same position. Their regular season winding down. They have a few teams that they're quite excited about, have done quite well, and they're looking forward to the playoff run there. And the cheer team will be having some competitions coming up in the next month or two. National, Glendora National Lassie League, that they're going strong in their fall ball right now. Lassie League also in fall ball, and they're actually working with a group, a nonprofit, to give a presentation to parents and coaches about mental health and athletics. It's something they're planning for sometime in the spring. They've invited all the other leagues to join in, and there's a lot of excitement about this. So when this gets, there's a lot of interest. So when this gets a little closer to the time, we'll have more details. And basketball, their registration is open. Practices will begin in December with games in January. Yeah, that's a sports council wrap up.
All right, great. Thank you. And then as far as for my report from the Glendora Trails Council, I was not able to attend last meeting, and Vice Chair Sally did attend. However, I do have the fall hike dates. Summer hikes hikes ended. The last one was August 8th, but then the fall hikes are on Saturdays of the last Saturday of each month. The first one is September. The first fall hike is September 30th at Big Dalton Canyon Trails. Then followed in October, on October 28th at South Hills Wilderness Area, and November 25th at Little Dalton Canyon and Mystic Canyon Trails. And also a reminder for Glendora Trails Day, which is November 4th. And the gathering point is it's at Big Dalton Canyon Wilderness Park, and then the staging area is going to be at the Rowley Wilderness Amphitheater. And that's it for my report. Moving on to director and staff reports.
Thank you. Good evening and welcome. Our monthly update on Louis Pompey, the turf project. The project is on schedule. Fields 1 and 2 are finished. The sub base is almost done on field 5. And then early next week, they'll start stringing that to make sure we have it leveled. And then the turfing will take place. Then they'll just continue to do the sub base on 4. And then once that goes, takes about 3 weeks for field 5 with the football field, soccer and softball lines. And then they'll just continue on field 4. So once they are done with that, which we think will be done by the end of November, they'll move over the middle of November, they'll move over to field 3. Once soccer's done, and take that turf up, spruce it up, and then add new turf. So probably by the end of November, early December, we'll be done with all the turfing. Staff is just waiting for the stamp drawings for the installation of the shade structure. We hope to go to council in late November and then start installation in December, and hope to get it done by late December, early January. Staff is also going to council on November 14th for the approval of the pour and play surfaces for the playground area at Louis Pompey Sports Park. We're looking to have that work done in the first couple weeks of December. Staff's also waiting for the delivery of softball and basketball scoreboards. The softball scoreboards will be installed at Louis Pompey Sports Park on the 4 softball fields, and the basketball scoreboards will be installed at Sandberg and Goddard gyms. So that's coming up pretty quick. South Hills Bike Park, we're also moving along with the structural drawings and also with the survey. The survey will include a survey of parcels, mapping, and the right-of-way. Staff is working on the multicultural event. We'll have our next, which is scheduled for Saturday, May 18th. Still have not chosen a site yet, but our next meeting will be Tuesday, November 7th at 10 a.m. With sad news, James Lara Our recreation supervisor is leaving us. He had a great opportunity to go to the city of Pico Rivera as a manager. So his last day will be the end of this month. James has fit in perfect with us and has done great job for us for the limited time that he was here. So we are saddened that he is leaving at the end of this month. That concludes my report.
Thank you. Consent calendar. Items in the consent calendar will be enacted by one motion without individual discussion unless a commissioner has requested it be removed for separate discussion. Does anyone wish to comment on consent calendar? Nope. All right, request a motion.
I'll motion.
I'll second. Uh-oh.
So we have a motion from Commissioner Gerber, seconded from Commissioner Burrow to receive and file the
Consent calendar.
consent. Thank you. So I'm going to open up for a vote and call for an oral roll call votes. Commissioner Burrow,
Yes.
Commissioner Gerber,
Yes.
Vice Chair Sally,
Yes.
Chair Kayumjian,
Yes.
motion carries 4-0.
Okay, moving on to new business. Now, there will be a report from the Recreation Human Services, a report on Recreation Human Services Fall Special Events. Recreation Superintendent Annie Warner is here to make a report.
Good evening, Chair and Commissioners. Sure I got this right. Oh, thank you. All right, this evening, we're going to give you a highlight of the fall activities that we have had and that we have coming up. A couple weeks ago, our middle school and high school students went to Knott's Scary Farm on Sunday, October 8th. We took advantage of the pupil free day on October 9th. They had Monday off. So we took 50 middle school and high school students, and Not Scary Farm, it was $45. That included the ticket and transportation, which is a pretty good deal. And they returned at around 2:30 in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. There, like I said, we're 50. We plan on purchasing more tickets next year since there were people on the waiting list. This Friday, we have our movie in the park. We'll be featuring Coco in partnership with the Glendora Rotary. Glendora Youth Soccer has also decided to assist us in promoting the program and has asked GYS players to wear their soccer jersey. And if they attend in their soccer jersey, they have a ton of giveaways and soccer scrunchies and balls and trinkets and all that kind of stuff that kids could get. We will have a face painter there doing De Los Muertos face painting for free, and concessions sold by the Rotary Club. So pre-activities will be at 5 o'clock. Movie will start promptly at 6:30, and we hope people come out even with the homecoming game. It's couldn't pick the date. So the following Saturday, we have the 30th annual Pumpkin Festival, which will be on October 21st at Centennial Heritage Park. Off of Mauna Loa. It will be from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. in partnership with the Glendora Preservation Foundation. Some new things we have this year will be arrowhead making, panning for gold, a clay pottery. We will have again a group of trails people that wear period clothing and are doing old-fashioned doll making games. And various activities, a petting zoo, we'll have our archery. So it should be a fun event from 10 to 3 at Centennial Heritage Park this Saturday. And then the following Saturday, we have our annual Halloween Carnival at Finkbeiner Park. You can purchase wristbands at either the Crowther Teen and Family Center or here at City Hall for $10 up until Friday, October 27th. After that, it'll be $20 the day of the event. Again, we'll have numerous game booths, carousel, large slides, swings, 360 camera, and lots of fun things. Halloween costume contest. So we hope to see you all out there. The following Saturday, we will have the LaFetre Center will be hosting their annual craft boutique from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. in their front lawn and inside the building. People can get a jump start on their Christmas shopping. There will be jewelry and homemade crafts and foods and things like that. So we hope people will stop by there. Then they'll move on to their Salute to Veterans Luncheon. That is going to be Tuesday, November 7th at 11:30 a.m. People can come and enjoy a lunch, live music, and a ceremony offering the honoring the veterans. Yes, honoring the veterans, and they will be enjoying music from their music league club that they have there. I can't think. Sing for Joy. Then the last week of school, before school gets out, our Teens for Glendora will be bringing back the Friendsgiving. They haven't done that since 2019. So they will be cooking a turkey dinner for all the participants at the Teen Center. So feel free to stop by. The food should be ready around 1:30 p.m. And they're looking forward to doing it. And it will be free to all the youth in the building. It's an early out day. So we're hoping that by the time the kids get off the shuttle and get in, they'll be good to go. Lastly, we have our holiday stroll and tree lighting. That's going to be on Friday, November 17th. The Recreation and Human Services were responsible for the Christmas tree down in the plaza, Santa, the elves, and coordinating that. But really the event is put on by the Business Improvement District, but it is a town favorite and people like to come out and kick off the holiday. So with that, that is our fall activities. If you have anything or any questions you'd like to ask, I'm happy to answer them.
Thank you. Any questions, comments?
What was the date on the Friendsgiving?
November 16th. It's the Thursday.
And how about the stroll?
The stroll is the 17th,
Next day.
Oh,
the very next day.
I may be getting ahead of things here, but do we have, or have we ever given thought to like a movie in the park around in November, December? There's a lot of good holiday movies. I wonder.
That would be fun. I think just weather permitting.
Yeah.
We've talked about doing like a series, like we talked about doing Harry Potter, like if you did,
Oh.
but they're really long. But if it's getting dark earlier, so you could start them earlier. That's why we like the Halloween movie so much better than the summer, because summer's the first one that we do is horrible. We don't get out of there till so late. Because the sun's not setting till 8:45-ish, I guess, depends. So that would be fun. We would be fine and interested in doing a Christmas movie or something, Home Alone-ish or something.
And hot cocoa. Yes. All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thanks.
Is there a motion to accept the report?
I motion.
So we have a motion by Commissioner Burrow, seconded by Vice Chair Sally. I will now open up for you guys to vote. And I'll conduct an oral roll call vote. Commissioner Burrow,
Yes.
Commissioner Gerber,
Yes.
Vice Chair Sally,
Yes.
Chair Kayumjin.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0.
Now moving on to Think Binder Park Project Phase 2 update, and Management Analyst Kelsey Fay is here to report.
Good evening, Commissioners. Tonight I'm presenting the Think Binder Park Project Phase 2 update. So first I'll give a little bit of background. This concept plan that I'm showing was provided to the city back in September of 2022. A few things have changed since the initial concept design, including including the bathrooms. Originally, the plan was to knock down the building that's currently there and replace it with a prefabricated bathroom building, like the one that's next to the Liberty House on the other side of the park. Staff decided it was more cost-effective to completely renovate the bathrooms in-house. Our public works staff renovated the bathrooms themselves from March 2023 through May of 2023. One other thing that has changed from the original concept design is the replacement of the playground equipment. The equipment was not expected to be replaced, but staff determined after the initial concept that the playground was nearing the end of its useful life and it would be more cost effective to replace it now before the poured-in-place surfacing was installed. So Phase 1 was completed in May of this year. Improvements included resurfacing of the tennis courts to turn them into 1 tennis court and 4 pickleball courts. The curbing around the tennis courts were redone and a brand new fence was installed. Like I mentioned previously, the bathrooms were also completely renovated during this time. And these pictures here show progress of construction for Phase 2. Construction started September 25th and is being done in small phases. First, they worked on the area just west of the tennis courts and they put in a sidewalk, retaining wall, and concrete stairs by the entrance of the tennis courts on that side. So that little part is done already. Next, they started to demo the concrete around the bathroom building. They're almost finished leveling that area now, and they're anticipated to actually start pouring the concrete next week. They'll also be installing new Musco LED lights for the tennis and the pickleball courts. So once they're finished with that area, they'll move east and start demo on the concrete around the playground and install new pathways. There will also be additional pathways installed to connect the parking lot to the concrete walkways to ensure that we have space that people with all abilities will be able to access. In the visual on this slide, the yellow is going to be brand new concrete walkways that do not exist yet, and the red is all walkways that currently exist that will be redone. And during that same time, the rubber chips and the playground equipment will be removed. New playground equipment and then the poured-in-place rubber surfacing will be installed within the same footprint of the current playground. Currently, we're in the process of purchasing the new playground equipment, and this slide is what it's expected to look like. We applied for and received a grant from the Park and Play Structure Funding Committee through the Healthy Kids Initiative, and it was in the amount of $96,899.50 to purchase the playground equipment. The purpose of these funds is to help provide more play opportunities for children of all ages and abilities within the community. And once construction on the playground is finished, the parking lot will be repaved and striped. New benches and trash receptacles will be placed throughout the area to match the standard furnishings used throughout the rest of the parks. This project is expected to be completed in early February of 2024. And this concludes my report. I'd be happy to answer any questions anyone might have.
Thank you. Any comments?
I just have one in terms of the selection of the playground equipment. How did that come about? And did we look into various other cities, just different thoughts? How did we come about that? Because I know if you travel down into Orange County, they have some pretty good parks with a lot of fun things. And so I was just curious.
Yeah, pretty much when we applied for the grant for the playground, it's through a specific company that we'd have to order from. So they came out and looked at the footprint of our playground area, and we had told them we want to keep the same area. So they designed the playground just based on the area that we have, and we said we wanted some like wheelchair accessible parts of the playgrounds, and so they gave us what they thought would be best for that area.
Perfect. Thank you.
I love a shade sail over swing set. So thank you.
Mhm. Yeah, I like that
A
too.
really nice feature.
Just couple quick questions. Pickleball, are there any plans to convert any additional tennis courts?
I don't think so at this time.
We are taking that all under advisement. We have had a couple calls, but nothing that has spurred us to look at other courts or anything to do that yet.
Anything with the school district, like up in? Goddard or
We
even at
we
the
haven't
school?
we have not approached them yet. One, it's right in where families live again,
Right.
where we found out that it does make a lot of noise and that, and we've turned them down. The only good thing with Goddard, it is not lit, so they'd only be till dusk. And I know the school district right now is trying to they're pushing to keep people off their areas during school time hours. That's a big push right now. And so their main is at Goddard and Sandburg. That is still school property and does not become a park until after 3:00. So those are things that we would have to look at.
The school is actually teaching pickleball as part of their PE
Oh.
curriculum, because my son is actually participating in that now. So that was one of the reasons why I was asking, because I'm assuming they have to reconfigure the court
Yep.
in order for them to actually participate in that sport.
We've had people look at Gladstone. They would like us to put in a court down at Gladstone. So we haven't looked at any place, but that was one where they had suggested.
Are the courts that we have in the city, is that sufficient to demand?
They're heavily used, especially at evenings. There's people waiting. The ones at Dawson take the brunt of all our classes, which his classes have really taken off. And then the ones here at Fink are heavily used throughout the day.
At Dawson, and there were so many people playing pickleball there one Friday that they actually took painter's tape and restriped one of the tennis courts, and they brought out their own net. And I was just like, oh, all right. But yeah, so they're quite passionate and come very prepared.
All right, well, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, and then is there a motion to accept the report or update?
I'll motion.
Nice. We have a motion by Commissioner Gerber, seconded by Vice Chair Sally. I will open up for the vote and call for an oral roll call vote. Commissioner Burrow,
Yes.
Commissioner Gerber,
Yes.
Vice Chair Sally,
Yes.
Chair Kim,
Yes.
motion carries 4-0.
All right, now the selection of winter, spring 2024 activity guide cover. And Assistant Megan Stone is here to report.
Thank you. Good evening, Commissioners. Tonight, we would like to bring to you the covers for the Winter Spring 2024 Activity Guide. Here is cover option A. Cover option B. And cover option C. Here are all three cover options together. We would like to ask that the commission discuss and select the cover for the winter spring 2024 activity guide. This concludes my report.
All right.
I like C because we see a face, and I feel like our most eye-catching covers are always ones of like people, whether they're actually people that live here or not, but like it seems like an event. A is a little hard. Like it took me a second to realize what I was actually looking at.
What is that?
It's the back of their like
Oh, the
hair
back, okay.
dresses. And then B is it's a really nice stock image, but it comes, I feel like it feels a little stock imagey more so than C. So my vote, I like C.
Commissioner Gerber?
I went with B because I just found that, the flags, the patriotism of the countries, things of that nature at this point in time seems to be kind of relevant to what's going on. I do like C. I wish the face would have been more face forward, that you could actually see a little bit more of her. But I went with B, then C, then A.
Yeah, I would tend towards B or C myself. I too took a while studying A to figure out what I was looking at. And I do like a person. I like to see a person. So C, I like that one. I like the message that B is trying to imply. To me, the cover is a little plain. I would appreciate it if it was a little more colorful, I guess. Either the background not gray, or if the text was not white. Those were my thoughts when I looked these over. If B had a little more color, I would recommend that one. But since it doesn't, I think I'm leaning towards C.
Just so you know, I got a text from Brittany. She says B.
Oh, that's why she sent a B.
Unfortunately, hers does not count because she's not present.
Sorry.
So Chair Kyumjin, do you go for?
Yes,
one?
I concur with all the assessment. I like the color.
For which cover?
I like the colorful cover C. However, I do B just pops to the eye right off the bat. Just sheer the message that it's sending. So I'm torn. It's 50-50 for me right at this point.
Just to add something, I just noticed a little on closer inspection, like the Culture Fest logo, which I'm assuming is going to be like kind of the branding for the event in May, is most noticeable on B. It does kind of draw your attention, like that is something. Whereas on C, you could easily turn the cover and not catch that is like its own kind of branding icon.
That is a good
Good
point.
point.
That's a good point. That's actually
All
what
right.
we're trying to
B it is.
publicize, right? So I guess my critique of the plain background is actually a strength in
Yeah.
this situation.
Well, it's done for a reason.
Yeah.
So do
Yes,
we have
I-
it for which cover?
All right,
You can make a
You can motion for whatever cover.
All right.
Who would like to make that motion for which cover?
I'll motion for B. They won me over.
All right, so let me
Alright.
say this real quick. Let you have one and then who?
a second.
Okay, hold on, let me fix it. I gotcha. Correct?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, so we have a motion made by Commissioner Burrow, seconded by Chair Kyumjin for cover B. I will open up for votes. Commissioner Burrow,
Yes.
Commissioner Gerber,
Yes.
Vice Chair Sally,
Yes.
Chair Kyumjin.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0 for cover B.
All right, and now moving on to closing comments from staff and commissioners. Commissioner Burrow?
No, nothing additional to add. Just looking forward to all the fun fall and holiday activities to come, and lots of fun stuff happening.
Thank you. Commissioner Gerber?
Yeah, I'm excited about fall and winter with everything that's happening this month and into the holidays. I'm going to shamelessly plug, and I don't know if you have this on your list, John, but the foundation will be doing a Stuff the Bus this coming Thanksgiving weekend and the weekend after. So we would love your support if you have time and to come and help the toy drive. And then we will be participating, actually giving out the toys. I think it's Friday night, the 8th of December. And if you haven't ever been a part of giving toys to families in needs, I strongly urge you to come because it warms your heart to make someone's day. And when you see parents actually almost come to tears to thank you, it really makes what we do here special. So, but that's it. I look forward to the upcoming holidays. Thanks.
Vice Chair?
Yeah, those are my sentiments as well. I am looking forward to things that are going to be happening coming in the holidays here. Starting tomorrow night, I'll be at the movie and I've never seen Coco, so I know. Once my kids are a certain age, I kind of missed all the Pixar movies, so it's time to go back and start hitting them. So, yeah.
Well, thank you. Well, thank you for all the reports here this evening and everyone's participation, and look forward to all the activities here in the next coming month. And please go out and enjoy our city. Thank you. And with that, at 7:35, the Community Services Commission meeting is adjourned.